So, what is the best way to run your business for a long, long time? It is bootstrapping or just funding? Let's dive into this. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of this podcast series. You're listening to Hustle Podcast, and you can listen to this podcast series on Spotify, Anchor, and Google Podcast as well. And as of now, I'm putting this audio file on YouTube as well, so you can actually listen to this YouTube as well. So this thing will always be an multilingual podcast. So both the listeners can understand what I'm saying and what I'm trying to convey here. So those two languages mainly would be Hindi and English because I'm very much comfortable in both of these languages, and I hope these listeners will actually make a chord with my whatever I'm trying to say here. So let's start. So as I was saying, what is the best way to run your business? Is it bootstrapping or just funding? Because when you started your startup, this is the stage when you come to a stage where you get confused on this question, and obviously from your co-founders to your core team you'll be thinking कि यार अब करना क्या चाहिए. Just putting your money for a long time will efficiently run your business, or actually getting some investor in, or a VC or a capitalist in, who can actually pour in money, and you need that money for growth and scaling up. So this is the actual confusion, in many of the founders in their head. So I'm just 25 as of now, and I'm started this podcast series. This is called Hustle Podcast, and for me, this is just me. This will be just raw opinion of mine. Just to and I'm just 25, and this is coming from a person who is just 25 and started a really small startup called Printmate, and it's just 3 years old. So obviously I'm in this dilemma as well. So I just be sharing my opinion whether what I think at this point is good for my company, for my Printmate, and really it's up to you what you think is the right thing to do. And the right answer to this is actually none of them or both of them, I would say. That is, you can't choose any one of them at any point. You'd be like, okay, we have to do bootstrapping at first, and then reaching to a scale when we need to get expansion spree into the field. So that is the point you actually will be thinking, okay, now you put your money in, but that's not really sufficient to run your business now, because when you expand, you need more team members, you need more resources to actually handle more orders coming to you, or more users to your app, or more audiences to your whatever you're actually building. So this is the case where you're actually thinking कि अब मुझे रेस करने की ज़रूरत है, because वो मनी बहुत कम आएगी अब एक्चुअली. इससे पहले शायद आप सोच रहे होंगे कि ओके, इतने पैसे काफ़ी हैं इस टीम को फ्यूल करने के लिए, इस चीज़ को फ्यूल करने के लिए जो अब तक मैंने 10 बंदों की टीम बना ली है, या फिर जितने भी ऑर्डर्स आपके पास आ रहे हैं उतने लोगों को आप सफिशेंटली अपने आप को थोड़ा बचा के भी दे सकते हो और उनकी सैलरी भी फ्यूल कर सकते हो. बट ऑब्वियसली एक पॉइंट आएगा जब आप सोचोगे कि ओके, अब मुझे यहाँ से आगे बढ़ना है, और फंडिंग इज़ द ओनली वे टू डू दैट. एंड ऑब्वियसली फंडिंग इज़ नॉट एन ईजी थिंग, बिकॉज you have to pitch, you have to connect investors, you have to try your friends and family, maybe an angel investor. You don't know where angel investors actually are. I mean, you can find them on LinkedIn, but talking to them, networking, and convincing them to put their money into your idea, I mean, that's really a different kind of a subject you need to master at the end. Obviously funded startups के जो founders के अभी interview होता है कई बार, तो हम उनसे ये question ज़रूर पूछते हैं कि yo man, how did you do it? That's that X person, and he's an angel investor. How did you convince him to actually fund you? So obviously sometimes it's really hard to convince someone to put money into your idea, but sometimes it's just a product that actually makes that kind of a hype and dent into that market that investors run to you and just say, okay man, where were you? I mean, we've been looking for you. We need people like you. We need to invest in you. And that's boom, you got the investment. But that's the thing. I mean, that's the problem here. Due to some founders, just say, people like us, people like me, we're in a stage, हमारे पास इतना नेटवर्क नहीं होता. अब पॉडकास्ट एक तरीका है जहाँ मैं नेटवर्क बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. ऑब्वियसली अब अगर इस सीरीज़ को कोई सुनेगा एंड if he or she is an investor or someone from that aspect, and then they try to comment in this thing or try to connect to me and try to understand what I'm actually doing, so that would be great. So this very different, there are different ways to actually look into this. You can actually grow your podcast network, you can get through your LinkedIn networks and get like-minded peoples come around and actually think कि हाँ ओके अब इतने सारे लोग हैं, सो अब प्रोडक्ट हिट करता है, सो there will be traction, there will be some PR going and somebody will actually see you. उस भीड़ में आपको कोई ना कोई ढूंढ ही लेगा and then you will be like, okay, can I pitch to you because I really need the money to expand. And obviously एक ना एक पॉइंट पे आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, फंडिंग की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, और I hope you make it and I hope I make it someday. I mean, through this podcast, through my video blogs or anything like that. I'm trying to do a lot of things at this moment and trying to reach out to a lot of peoples in this startup ecosystem. So I hope everything goes very good for me because I'm just 25 and obviously I have a lot of time ahead to improve and do stuffs, but that's lots of things about me. Let's actually अब differences देख लेते हैं दोनों में actually है क्या. बूटस्ट्रैपिंग और फंडिंग में एक्चुअली सबसे बड़ा डिफरेंस जो मेरे को लगता है वो ये है कि जब हम बूटस्ट्रैपिंग करते हैं, व्हेन यू हैव योर ओन मनी इन्वेस्टेड इन योर आइडियाज़, आई थिंक यू हैव द प्लान एंड यू हैव द नंबर्स इन योर ट्रैक कि ओके आई नीड these numbers and I will get these numbers, so you're satisfied, you're okay with yourself, and you'll not be like कि there's a knife or something over your head that is keeping or pushing you for something that you're not comfortable with. That's the thing. And when you're funded, obviously that person, that angel investor or any VC firm had put money in you, then there's a pressure to actually उनकी expectations पे अब खरा उतरना पड़ता है. they have numbers also, or obviously they will think very differently from you. At times they will they will blindly say obviously you are the right candidate to strategize at this point, and they will advise you or will help you for that. बट समटाइम्स ऑब्वियसली इन्वेस्टर्स और आपकी सोच थोड़ी डिफरेंट हो सकती है ना. ऑब्वियसली दोनों अपनी जगह पे ठीक हो सकते हो. देन प्रेशर कोप अप करना थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट हो जाता है फ्रॉम बूटस्ट्रैपिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, बिकॉज अब आपको सबको ही खुश रखना पड़ेगा और ऑब्वियसली सबके नंबर्स के साथ चलना पड़ेगा. सो दैट्स जस्ट अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. ऑब्वियसली जब इन्वेस्टर और फाउंडर दोनों साथ मिल के बात करेंगे और दोनों के अगर एक्सपेक्टेशंस और नंबर्स भी डिफरेंट होंगे और दोनों के स्ट्रैटेजीज भी डिफरेंट होंगे, मार्केट भी डिफरेंट होगा, एट द एंड दोनों के दोनों ही एक ही एंड गोल पे काम कर रहे हैं, दैट इज़ ग्रोइंग दैट कंपनी. सो आई थिंक दे शुड मेक इट आउट. एंड इन्वेस्टर्स एंड फाउंडर्स जब ऐसे भी होते हैं, दे स्टिल मेक इट आउट और वो काम काफ़ी अच्छे से कर लेते हैं. और कई बार होता है कि थोड़ी बहुत परेशानियाँ हो जाती हैं. So this was Tushar Pahari here, and if you're listening to this podcast on Google Podcast, Spotify, on YouTube or on Anchor, please follow, or whatever the button is there, just follow it, subscribe it और comment भी करके देख लीजिए. आपको कोई अगर बात ठीक नहीं लगी और या फिर आप you wanna add something up to this, you're really welcome to do so, because I'm just a rookie here, and obviously whatever you add will be a learning thing for me. And if something I've added something or you have learned something from this thing, I'm really glad that I could do that at this point of age, and I am trying to improve in a lot of things. So thanks, and do subscribe to my YouTube channel, that is Tushar Pahari, and I've started this blog that I'm blogging every day and trying to put out things from my startup life, how we are building a startup from scratch. So फ्रॉम इंडियाज पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू जो अभी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के बिल्कुल स्टेज में है, तो सब के सब लोग देख सके इवन ऑन यूट्यूब पे भी कि कैसे एक स्टार्टअप को ज़ीरो से बिल्ड करके आप आगे ले जा सकते हैं. सो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप आगे बढ़े और जॉब कल्चर थोड़ा पीछे रहे. ऑब्वियसली जॉब किसी न किसी को तो करना ही पड़ेगा, बट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स की बहुत ज़रूरत है हमारे इंडिया को. थैंक यू.